All right, I just created the page, bansuribliss.com/Janasamohini. Just go up to the raga button at the top of the site, click that. You can get here a rhythmic scale exercise. Now, I'd never actually heard of such a thing, but I created it, and it is arrhythmic. It's without rhythm, okay, or at least it's without a rhythmic cycle, I'll say. So I just called it a rhythmic scale exercise without rhythm, such as a lop. A lop is, to me, the most famous type of arrhythmic music, okay, what you'd start out a raga with. There's no rhythm, okay. These have some rhythm while you're playing it, but not a rhythmic cycle. It's got rhythm in that it keeps going. From here down all of number one, there's no stopping anywhere. Every note is precisely the same length as every other note. So it's not like sa re ga pa da ni sa ni da pa ga re. Take a breath, okay. If you need to breathe, you need to breathe, but you do that fast and try to keep the beat. So let me just go ahead and play this. We have a komal ni. That's what the line under the ni means. High dot over the S, that's high sa. And what else do you need to know? There's no ma. Okay, it's a heptatonic scale. We got 6 notes in it. Sa, re, ga, pa, da, ni, sa. That right there is the arohi. Okay, sa, re, ga, pa, da, komal ni, sa. All right, there's my komal ni. If anyone doesn't know where the notes are, if you feel completely behind, that's fine. Just chat in what your question is, and I'll answer it. We got people on here of all different levels. Now that's the first line, but there's no stop. I originally had this written out all on one long line, and it was not visually pleasing. It was hard to follow. Here you can make sense of what's going on. Okay, we're starting at sa, we're going up to high sa, and we're gonna descend back to sa. And then we're gonna go up, how high? Not to high sa, but one note lower this time, komal ni. So here we come up to komal ni, and we descend back down to sa, and we go up to one note lower than komal ni is da, etc. Okay, so we go up to sa, up to komal ni, up to da, up to pa, up to ga, up to re. So at the end, just hold the sa. Take a breath, repeat. You need to go a lot slower, that's fine, go slower. Take a deep breath. All right, I ran out of breath at the end. It's fine, because it faded out. I was aware of running out of breath, and I just kept on blowing, because you almost always have some more breath. The volume can go down, that's fine. If you need to breathe though, take a breath. I'll take a breath in the middle here. I'm gonna play with gummicks now, ornaments. I took 2 breaths in the middle. I was keeping a beat, okay? So these are only arrhythmic in a certain sense, in that we play the phrase and then it goes, the beat goes away. We take a breath and we start again, okay? And there's no rhythmic cycle. That was the main thought I had when I said these are arrhythmic. There's no rhythmic cycle. A rhythmic cycle, T, T, na, D, na, D, na, T, T, na, D, na, D, na, T, T, na, D, na, D. The same thing over and over and over and over and over with a beat the entire time. All right, I'm gonna play this one more time. I'll play it slow, I'll play it fast, and then we'll move on to number 2, which is just the logical inverse of number 1. All right, same exercise. Number one, over and over again, but I changed up. Am I tonguing it? How am I tonguing it? The last time I did tuku, 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 tuku. Okay? Was I using ornaments? Those are things you can vary. Play the same thing. Play it single speed. Play it double speed. Play it half speed. Play it with ornaments. Play it without ornaments. Play it fast. Play it slow. Play it with tonguing or no tonguing. What do I mean by tonguing? I have a choice of what I do with my tongue. Usually I'm not using my tongue, I'm just blowing. That's default. But when I want a tongue, then tu or tuku, like the number 2, but we spell it T-O-O. T-O-O-K-O-O if you're going double speed. Tu, 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 tu if you're going anything but full speed. And tuku, tuku, tuku if you're going full speed. That's tuku, and here's tu. Now we can combine them. Tuku-tu, tuku-tu. Or tu, tuku-tu, 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 tuku. Tu, tu, tuku-tu. All right, we have a question. How do you play knee? Okay. All right, so the question was comal knee. Our should knee, normal knee, should knee that you're probably used to is this. We need it to be comal, which is flat, which means deeper. The more of the flute we cover, the deeper the sound gets, okay? So there it is. I play it like this. Some people play it like that. Whatever it is, it's partially closed, okay? All right, Dinesh says, for a simple pattern, it sounds wonderful. I wonder why that is. It must be something to do with the pattern. One is coming out of a flute, and flutes sound good when they have nice, when you play them with nice tone. But yes, there's logic in it. There's a predictable pattern in it. And for me, that is a significant step towards making music sound good, is that it's logical. Music, Indian classical music to me, is, or I'll say music in general, the more order you can bring to it, logic, order, the opposite of randomness and chaos, the better it's going to sound, okay? Indian classical music played well is about as far from chaos as you can get. All right, so let's now logically invert the pattern. So now we're not going to start at sa and go up like that was going. If this is pitch on the y-axis and time on the x-axis, all of those, it's like going from sa up to high sa and back down. Okay, they're upward arcs, and then we go up to re, and then we go up to ga, and then we go up to pa, da, ni. Now let's flip it and start at the top from high sa down to sa and back up to high sa. Number 2. I don't have the notes memorized, okay? But I have the pattern memorized. I know here's what I'm thinking. I'm playing fast there. I don't have that much time to think to have all these notes, okay? I mean, I essentially have them in my head, but what I'm really thinking about, where my concentration is at, is what note am I going down to? And I need to know when I hit that note, I got to come back up, okay? Going all the way down to sa easy, because that's so normal just to go a complete octave. Coming down to re, I just have to be thinking, when I hit re, I come back up. Now what's next? Oh, I just played re, now I need to play ga, I come down to ga. What's next? Pa, come down to pa. What's next? Da, come down to da. What's next? como ni, and up to sa and done. Okay, so really what this exercise, a good bit about this exercise is getting you to think about the different levels of the scale. Because then if you can take any note down in the low octave and say, I'm going to go all the way up to high re, okay? And you know that that's like your goal. That's where you're headed. That means you're not going up to high ga, not immediately anyway, not until you do at that high re whatever you're planning to do, which in this case is just hit it and descend. All right, is this a good exercise for finger flexibility is the question? Sure. Yeah. And you can go any speed you want. That's a good thing. Arhythmic, go whatever speed you want. Really, when I was playing that just now, it seems so slow, but that's fine. Slow everything down if you want. But what I was also thinking was you could take any of these lines, like in number one, I've got 6 lines of music, even though in reality it's just the thought. It was originally written as 1 line. It was just difficult to view, so I put it on 6 lines. But we could take any of the pieces, take the first line, sa re ga pa da ni sa ni da pa ga re, and just put that on repeat and make that your exercise. All right, I like that. Now let's do the next one. Sa re ga pa da ni, just coming up to ni, da pa ga re. Sa re ga pa da ni, da pa ga re. All right, I did it 6 times there, and then I just ended with a sa. Let's do the next one. Up to da. From sa up to da. Let's do up to pa. All right, so that's this one. Now let's go down, just sa re ga re. Deep breath. All right, throw a little Western classical in there that came to me, because that's exactly what it was right there. Anyone can name that, send it in. I don't even know what that's called. Okay, now let's do sa re sa. All right, there we got 2 saws in a row. Sa re sa, sa re sa. There's 2 saws in a row. Go ahead and tongue the first saw of each phrase. Because if we don't use our tongue and we don't breathe, then we're left with this. You're not going to hear the first saw of each phrase because you're already playing saw. All right, so we've done number 1 and 2. Now, number 3 and number 4 they're all related to each other. I'll let you study each of these and determine exactly how they relate to each other, but now we're just going to go down a single note to begin with, and then we're going to keep going down an additional note each time. Number 3. Sorry, we're starting upwards. So we're going to go up to re, then we're going to go up to ga, then we're going to go up to pa, then we're going to go up to da, then we're going to go up to como ni, then we're going to go up all the way to high sa and back down. Number 3. Sorry. All right, any questions, send them in. Welcome to the Bansuri Bliss Holiday Bash. I am Dr. Kerry Kriger playing Rag Janasamohini, just exercises. Okay, but that doesn't mean it's not music. Make your exercises sound good. All right, number 4. So this one, instead of starting at the bottom and having these arcs that look like this, we're going to start at the top and flip it all upside down, okay? Start up at high saw. Hey, Zhao, would you like to play the exercises we were doing yesterday? Such as... Actually, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. You can even, if you want to turn on the teen tall, you can, but try it once without tabla.
Position.
All right, good.
My position
That was
not
good.
My position not good.
Okay, thank you. All right, everyone, that was Zhao. How about give a big around the world applause for Zhao, who has come a long way through dedication. That is the key to it all, your dedication, your perseverance. Dedication and perseverance, okay? You're dedicated to finding a guru, a teacher, someone to teach you, or if you get everything you think you can get through videos, that's fine, a virtual guru or whatever, someone to teach you. You can pick up an instrument on your own, but you're not going to learn Indian classical music just, from hoping to get it with no guidance, or that's certainly not what I would wish upon anybody. That's a long and difficult road. And let's see, I got tons of free materials. YouTube.com/Bansuri Bliss has about 100 videos, of which I'm sure 70 or 80 of them are lessons. And we got the BansuriBliss.com website. Everybody out there, hopefully you have taken my Getting Started with Bansuri course. And if you have not, then that is my #1 suggestion for you. BansuriBliss.com/free if you have never set up a Bansuri Bliss account. And that will get you 4 free courses. Getting Started with Bansuri, how to choose and purchase a Bansuri, Bansuri Q&A, and I believe a short course called Music Technology. All right, you can always go to BansuriBliss.com/academy to see what courses are offered, and even click through to each course to see the names of the lessons. You won't be able to access them if you're not a Bansuri Bliss member. Membership does have its privileges in that I give 2 classes, or I'm definitely on every Sunday, 8 a.m. Los Angeles time teaching. I'm usually on Saturdays as well, but regardless of if I'm on or not, someone else, one of my top students, would be on teaching beginners on Saturdays at 8 a.m. Los Angeles time. And then literally hundreds of lessons in Bansuri Bliss Academy. Best stuff I've ever created. I don't put anything in there unless I really like it. And let's see, we got a Discord community. Have you used Discord? Have you used Slack? Would you like to meet and interact with other Bansuri players and me and get your questions answered? That's what's going down in the Bansuri Bliss Discord community, which you get access to if you become a Bansuri Bliss member. Everyone out there who is a member, thanks for being a member. And let's see, I'm up for questions. We don't have to keep playing Janasamohini. We can play anything. If anyone wants to play any music at all, it doesn't even have to be a flute. If you got something musical going through your mind right now and want to ideally turn your video on and unmute yourself, that would be cool. Meanwhile, or until someone does that, or I'll say, go ahead and do it if you're ready to do it. And let's see what I got here. The return of the jaw harp. Dan Moy, Vietnamese jaw harp. All right, the question is, do I play an F? Good, I'll hold out on this for a second. I don't always play an F, but I always travel with my F flute. And yeah, I've got some videos in E, and I have one in D. I know I have one in Bhupali from 2 years ago about. Go to youtube.com/Bansuri Bliss. Scroll back until you get to like September of 2019 maybe. And I've got a Bhupali that's on a D flute. I definitely have some E flute videos because E was my main flute. E was my main flute for many years. And I started making YouTube videos, or putting videos up there, 2013. And back then I was still on my E a lot because I still had an E that had a case. Now when you go to BansuriBliss.com/free and set up an account on the site and get your 4 free courses, and one of them is how to choose and make a Bansuri, or how to choose and buy a Bansuri. In that also is how to make a Bansuri case. Okay, you can put your cool stickers on it and make it look good. SaveTheFrogs.com. That's one thing I'm doing when I'm not playing Bansuri. Go check it out, SaveTheFrogs.com. I made that site. And we got tons of cool stickers if you go to the Save the Frogs shop, SaveTheFrogs.com/shop. I also came up with some Bansuri Bliss stickers recently. Sorry, got my pot on E saw. I've got another that's got da and din da. And let's see, bansuribliss.com is your gateway to the classical music of Northern India. So to answer your question, I play on an F. I play this flute every day. I've played it just about every day for 7 or 8 years. But that's because it's the perfect flute. If I had a flute that was in, name your note, G sharp, it doesn't matter what it is. If I thought that flute is perfect, then I'd be happy playing it every day. It doesn't matter what pitch. It's like a classical players play in E or D or F or whatever. No, South Indian classical flute players have traditionally played on really high flutes, and they make them sound really good. You can make any flute sound good if it's a well-made flute and you're a good musician. But yeah, I like the F. I do like low flutes. I like big flutes. And to me, the G is a mid-sized flute. It's good for beginners, okay? Or definitely good for most beginners. A lot of beginners may need something even smaller. But an F is the first of the flutes that I consider a big flute, a deep flute, and I like the deep sound. The difference between F and E is minimal. It's just a half step difference, okay? We have 12 steps in an octave, okay? So F to F sharp is a half step, and then F sharp to G is a half step, and if you go up 2 half steps, you got a whole step. Anyway, it's only from F to E is just a half step, so it's not that big a difference. Also, I travel a lot, and my F flute weighs a little bit less, and the case for it weighs a little bit less, and that's important to me. And it's a little bit smaller. It's just a little bit easier to deal with. But the main issue is when I parted ways with my E flute that I used for many years, I got a new E flute, but I never made a case for it, okay? Or never a good case. I need a good case. I need a perfect case in which it fits perfectly and is sturdy, and this is how I do my cases. And this does not happen, and this is not like a go to the store and buy this case or pop it out in 20 minutes. It's kind of a afternoon deal making a case. Okay, so anyway, I don't do it, and I try not to do it too often. The F flute is awesome. It's good. I don't have a reason to be playing anything else right now when I'm traveling, but on the occasional times where I've got all my flutes with me, yeah, I'll pull out my E or my D. That's what happened when I made that video on the D a couple of years ago. It's because I was where my stuff is, and I'm not usually there. So I've got a bunch of flutes. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have different flutes, but I don't suggest becoming a flute collector of I need tons and tons of flutes. Hey, some people like it. That's cool. If you can get lots of flutes, cool. If you have a place for them, cool. But it's not necessary. All right, Dinesh says, just a shout out to Dr. Kriger and the Bansuri Bliss membership site. There's so much material on the site, you'll never run out of content to practice. The weekly lessons are always awesome. Thank you, Dinesh. I really appreciate that. And I agree with that. I like the lessons. Why do I teach on Saturdays? My site says I'll be on Sundays, which I am. I'm usually there Saturday just because I like to teach. I like playing music. And it's a good way to spend some time with Bansuri and with all of you. And I do agree, you'll never run out of content to practice. My site is past the point of is there enough content to keep me busy? And it's past the point of I'll be able to get through all this in a few months, okay? That's fine. I don't expect you to, and you don't need to. You don't need to know tons of ragas, but if you're looking for raga knowledge, there's already more on it than you'll get to. You won't master. I hope you do. I mean, I've never mastered tons of stuff that I was taught by my guru, Pandit Vijay Raghav Rao, because there's a lot of ragas out there, and music is endless. So there's stuff you can keep busy on my site, no problem. If I never put anything else up there, it would be a lifetime's worth of material for you as is. But I do always add stuff up there. And on that note, before I play some more music, including this jaw harp, since I digress, let me share my screen again and come back to bansuribliss.com scroll up here, just come back to the home page. And let's see, Academy, lessons, newest lessons. So this is most important if you're a member so that you can always see what is up on the site and that you can access. I hear some sounds of the flute. All right, good.
Yeah.
I like Yumin. I mean, I love Yumin. I haven't played it lately. Let me show you something. Coming back to the site, Raga, I do have a whole Yumin page here. So go bansuribliss.com/Yumin, and what's on here? There's the scale, Yumin exercises, okay? I don't know, 15 minutes of important Yumin exercises. Bansuri lesson. The most important thing about Yumin that I ever learned from my guru, Pandit Vijay Raghav Rao, that's what I teach you right here, okay? Or I'll say, well, I did learn the scale. Maybe I knew the scale already, but we'll say the scale is always the most important thing in any raga. If you don't know the scale, you're gonna have trouble. But that's the first thing. Beyond that, these exercises right here in this video, that to me is the most important thing I can teach anyone about Yumin. And then this is definitely worth a listen. This is a 2-hour long video. Really, it's just an audio file, I think. Maybe there's some video in it, actually. And that is me teaching a lesson with some people who could actually play some flute. So we'd never played, or I'd never played with them before. But that video is definitely worth a listen. And then you can put in your name here, download a Yumin PDF of some of the written music. How many of you can read and write Indian classical music? And if not, I encourage you to learn. And I do have a page, bansuribliss.com/literacy. All right, important enough that I made a page about it, being able to read and write Indian classical music. So there's some starter info, how to read and write Indian classical music. Now, I'm always teaching this stuff because I'm using written music, visual aids, almost all the time when I'm teaching. Let's get back to this page right here, Academy Lessons. So if you are a member, you can always see what new I just added to the site because the newest stuff falls to the top, reverse chronological order as I add new lessons to the site. How often do I add stuff to the site? December 27th, December 26th, December 26th, December 20th, December 16th, December 3rd. Okay, so all the time I'm adding stuff to the site. Site's always growing. And if you just are curious what's on the site and what kind of stuff we're focused on, you may not know the names of the rag, but if you've been listening to Indian classical music for a long time, you probably know a lot of these rags. Janasamohini, Amritvarshini, Madhukones is a bit rare. Malkone, super popular. Bhupkali, that's rare. Balawal, popular. Jinjoti, popular raga. Durga, Bairagi, somewhat popular, getting more popular these days, etc. Tons of stuff on there. And how many lessons are there? As many lessons as you saw on this page times about 12 is what it looks like. There's 12 full pages of lesson collections like these, and they're all ordered into courses in Bansuri Bliss Academy, for which I've even given some order. Hey, if you're a beginner, or even this, if you're a new member, start here so that you get off with the right concept of everything. And then, or that you get on to it correctly. And then beginner Bansuri courses. If you're a beginner, this is where you should be starting. Hey, you got through them, or you looked at them, or you're feeling pretty confident. Intermediate, level 1. Okay, this assumes you've got the basics down, and now you're able to start something a bit. I mean, there's plenty of complex stuff in all of those lessons. Okay, they go from easy to more difficult, but these ones assume that you've got some past knowledge from having taken those courses or learned elsewhere. Intermediate level 2, intermediate level 3. These are what I consider definitely complex ragas. And look, I even have Yumin in intermediate. level too. I don't think a yaman is a beginner raga, even though people love to teach it and learn it early on. But you know, tons of ways to learn. I just like yaman. Like there's a lot of rules in yaman. It's got more rules than most ragas. All right, Bansuri level 3, and then I've got some advanced courses. Bhairavi. Hey, you have Spotify? If not, you should get Spotify, and I'm not being paid to say that. But I love Spotify. It's the largest collection of Indian classical music ever assembled, as far as I know. It's so easy to use, and there's so much Indian classical music on there, including, go find artist Kerry Kriger on Spotify, and I have my Bhairavi up there. I will be adding a lot more music to Spotify in 2022. For now, there's Bhairavi and there's some Kirwani on there as well. Not from Bansuri, though. All right, that was a lot of talk. Let's hear some music. I was about to play this here Dan Moy Vietnamese jaw harp, and let me do that after a sip of water. All right, Bom Gia, Joanna, Tudabame. Anyone want to play some Bansuri? Sunny, Dinesh. Applause. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my tambour. I'll play Bansuri if no one else wants to. Anyone has a request, go ahead and send it in. Ahir Bhairav. thank you. Deepesh Garg requested that. That was Ahir Bhairav, Morning Raga. Thank you. I had not played that in a long time. That was good. I enjoyed that. No hurry. Did you hear my alap? I was not in any hurry. Definitely not in a raga like Ahir Bhairav. There's certain rags where I oftentimes don't even play them because they usually deserve a full treatment. The full treatment means don't be in a hurry. How would you play it? If you wanted to play that raga at its best, and oftentimes that means you're not in a hurry, okay? Certainly a lot of the serious ragas, to me, they definitely deserve a nice, thorough alap. Of course, if you're in a hurry, that's all your call. You don't have to play any alap at all, or you can just play a one line of alap. Someone pick a different raga, please. Let's change it up here. Pick another raga. One of my all-time favorite ragas, Darbari. Had not played that in a long time. Wasn't planning on playing it today, but I was talking about serious ragas, and that's one of the most serious, for me anyway, and one of my favorites. Darbari, also known as Darbari Kanra, comes out of the minor scale Asavri Tat, as they say. Asavri scale is the basis of it, but we can't just go straight up and down. All right, anyone have a question about music, about Bansuri, about ragas, Indian classical music? Dinesh does any tips on memorizing compositions? Yes. What would be the top two things to do? Play it over and over and over and over and over? Definitely number one. That's pretty much what it comes down to. How many times have you played it? More times you play it, more memorized or closer to being memorized and long lasting that it is. And it's not just a matter of like, I finally have it memorized. It's, I guess that's one step. I won't diminish the importance of that step, even if that's as far as you get. Memorize it, yes. But ideally, it's way beyond memorize. It's just integrated into you because you played it so many times. Because, especially for a composition, when we play it, we want it to be correct, especially that first line of the composition, because we're going to play it so many times. All right, we got to be able to play it without even thinking twice. Okay, when it's time for some, we know what note's coming on some. We know what note it starts on. We're so comfortable in it that we can even ornament it and vary it. Okay, so yeah, that comes down to play it over and over, not just for like 2 minutes. Play it over and over for 10 minutes. Play it every day. Come back to it every week, every month, every year. Okay? These things, these famous ragas that I've been playing, been playing them for 10, 15, 20 plus years. Same ragas. I may only have a composition in that raga. I may only have 2, but I come back to it. It's not getting boring. Okay? Because we can always work on it, make it better, make it smoother, make it flow to us with less thought so that we can focus on other things other than what's the next note? What's the next line? How many ragas should you try and learn at a time? I'm a big fan of flute to mouth time. If you're playing ragas, then you're good, okay? If the flute's at your mouth, you're not just talking about it or thinking about it, okay, or saying, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Put your flute to your mouth and play. If I'm playing music, I'm getting better, okay? Now, what would I suggest just for manageability? I mean, why I said that is if you're playing and you're playing a bunch of ragas, good. If you're only playing one raga, good. As long as you're playing, you're getting better. What I teach people usually, sometimes not, but usually Bhupali or Kalyan to begin with. Bhupali or Kalyan, are those required? No, okay? And I say, hey, whichever one we're doing, like, especially if you have access to the Bansuri Bliss membership site and you've got all these different courses to choose from and ragas, if you're good playing one, keep playing it. If you feel like I enjoyed that and I got something out of it, keep playing it. If one day you get inspired, hey, time to learn a different raga, or I'm kind of bored playing the same thing over and over, then that's a good time to go find a different raga. Okay? And then you mix it up. Whatever you're inspired to play. You've got at least another raga to go to. And then, you keep adding in another raga when you're inspired to do so. But whatever it is, whatever you got taught in the first raga, make sure that you have come closer to mastering it, okay? You're not going to be a master right away, but did you get the main point of what that lesson was? Have you memorized it? Have you played that lesson enough times that you've got it memorized? Even if it doesn't come out smoothly, but did you memorize each line on the page, or even just the first line? Can you play the first line? Do you have written music? If not, why don't you have written music? Should you learn another instrument? How many instruments should you play? Do you need to play just one instrument? Do you need to play a lot of instruments? Okay, same basic kind of question. I played the flute pretty much exclusively the first 7 years. I played a little bit of tabla, but that's because tabla is so important in Indian classical music, but it was just minimal amounts of lessons. Essentially, I was playing, 99% of my time with Bansuri, and that's because I thought, hey, I need to get good on one instrument so that I can play one thing well, and so that I don't have to always be spending my time like, how do I play a G sharp on this instrument? Or how do I get Ray on this? Or, you learn a new instrument, you're learning how to work that instrument on top of the music. I figured, hey, just play Bansuri. My fingers already know where stuff is, and learn the music. And so I'm not saying that's the only way to go, but that's what I did for 7 years. And then I got my first drum, and then I started putting more time into other instruments. I still play mainly flute, but I like playing other instruments. And I think it's musically enlightening to learn other instruments and seeing what do they have in common with my instrument? What's different about them? When you do something differently, it makes you think about stuff you never thought of before, and that helps your overall musicianship. But let's make sure that you feel competent on at least one instrument pretty soon, instead of just being like, yeah, I can play like kind of a little bit of something on these 10 different instruments. I can guarantee if you can get one instrument figured out pretty well in the music, you'll be able to play other instruments with ease because you already know the music. All you have to do is learn the instrument, the physical usage of the instrument. The music you already know. All right, how do you do the ornamentation in Rag Janasamohini is the question. All right, well, I always start with Gummick because Gummick is the most fundamental ornamentation because it's just a single note added on to the main note. We're going to ornament the main note with one ornamental note, okay? So instead of just playing Sa, most of the time I'm probably going to come from Re. I usually ornament from above, not always, but just kind of by habit. I'll use the note above it, Re Sa. So if you're not already playing, the airstream is not yet started, then start with Re. Here's how I think of my ornaments. The ornaments are like apples that Isaac Newton was watching, okay? The second that the apple was disconnected from the branch, it didn't hang out there, it started dropping, okay? The ornamental note. The ornamental note, the second you play it, you're already moving to the main note. So it's not, that's two different notes, okay? We just want something added on to our main note. All right, so Re Sa, Ga Re, that would be the next one. Now we need Pa Ga. We could do a trick, I call it the imperceptible Tivra Ma, but let's not worry about that for now. Or let's just do Pa Ga. The key is we practice these slowly so you can actually hear what's coming out. Did you get the note? Did the ornament come out? Did it sound smooth? Did it sound choppy? Let's go up to the next note, Da. Or a Da Pa. So I went Re Sa, Ga Re, Pa Ga, Da Pa. I'm always using the note above my main note to ornament it. Fluid. Question coming in from Daradoon, I believe. How do you play Norwegian wood Beatles or thick as a brick Jethro Tull on the Bansuri? I think that's the start of Thick as a Brick. Let me know. Is that what you're talking about? I think it is. Trust my classic rock intuition. Here's how I play it. I'm not saying this is how he plays it. This is how I play it, so that if I'm standing around with my Bansuri and someone says, hey man, play some Jethro Tull, which often happens, then I'll go, boom, done. That's all. I satisfied their request. They're like, whoa. Okay, so how do you play it? Hi, are you trying to speak?
No, I just said pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much. Thanks. So yeah, here's how I play it. I just take it as major scale, okay? Bilawal, sa, re, ga, shidma, pa, and I call the first note sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, ga, re, sa, re, ga, ma, pa. I hit a low pa in there between the two phrases. All right, so we've got a sa, re, ga, ma, pa to choose from, shidma, and we've got that pa. How do you play the rest? I don't know. I've never taken the time to figure it out. All right, Norwegian wood. Let me see. Have I ever tried to play Norwegian wood on a flute? I'm always going to default to the major scale if I'm trying to figure out a pop song or a Western song. Probably just about any popular anything. I'm going to default to the major scale and start there. Can I find the notes there? Because the answer is going to be yes, 75+% of the time. If it's clearly not a happy song, then is it a minor scale, a savritat, or does it sound bluesy or rock and roll? Then it's probably the blues scale, as they call it, even though there's different blues scales. But if you meet someone, certainly in the Western world, at say a drum circle, and they're like, play the blues scale, then they're probably referring to a different scale that I'll show you in a second. I'll just show it to you now since I'm on it. The blues scale is like Donnie. It's like a mix of Donnie and Madhukones, actually. Okay, sa, como ga, shidma, pa, como ni, sa. That's Donnie. Rag Donnie, sa, como ni, pa, shidma, como ga, sa. Okay, that's Donnie, but the blues scale, they'll throw in a little bit of tivrama sometimes, like you would if you were playing Madhukones. You'd use the tivrama. So you can do it either way. You can play it with no tivrama. You can play it, skip the shidma and play tivrama instead, or you can do them both. Ma, ma, pa, shidma, tivrama, pa, pa, tivrama, shidma. All three notes together. You don't hear too much in Indian music. All right, so if it's bluesy, then it may be that, okay? So the Beatles played plenty of bluesy stuff. So that's a good one to know. The minor scale, the basis of the Darbari I was playing, everyone should know it. Well, let's start with the major scale, because it's the starter that everyone should know. The major scale, Bilawal, B-I-L-A-W-A-L in North Indian classical music. Sa, re, ga, shidma, pa, da, ni, sa. Everything should. That's Bilawal. All right. You can do me a favor. If you've had a good time here today, send me an email and give me your thoughts. Ideally, something that you'd be cool with me posting up online to inspire other people. Rag Desh request. All right. Heavily requested raga. Never the raga I've felt the most comfortable on. I do consider it quite a complex raga. Fairly easy on the fingers. Just having a komal ni. That's ni is the only komal note, but complex raga. So I'm going to put this on Desh Swarmandal. I got a Swarmandal. What is a Swarmandal? That's the Swarmandal, okay? And we just heard it, okay? That's based on a flat instrument with 12, 15, 20 or so strings on it. I'm not sure. All right, bye Dinesh. Happy holidays. And you just strum it. Each of the strings is tuned to a note in the raga that you're playing, so you have to retune it as you play different ragas. I'll leave it at that with some alap. Do you have to play a full raga when you play a raga? Do you have to play a composition? No. Sometimes I'll just play alap, especially if it's a raga like Desh that I consider complex and I haven't practiced in a while. And the alap to me is pretty much always easier to play in any raga than the composition, because the alap takes place at a much slower pace. I got a lot more time to think when I'm playing the alap. And if you have enjoyed this, then you should definitely consider becoming a Bansuri Bliss member. If you have any questions about Bansuri Bliss membership, then definitely let me know. bansuribliss.com/membership. You can become a member. And let's see. I'll just end it with some music since I'm not getting any requests. Let me think of a raga to play. And now I got Desh in my head. I'm going to go ahead and play this since Desh is now in my head. I got some Teental going here. This composition starts at Kali, which was not that. That was Sum. It starts at Kali versus Sum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Sum. It starts with an 8-beat ton, 2 notes per beat for 8 beats. Sum 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Sum. Thanks for being here. I am Bansuri Bliss founder, Dr. Kerry Kriger. I was playing Rag Desh, Indian classical music, Hindustani Sangeet. My website is bansuribliss.com. Enjoy your new year. Enjoy your 2022. Enjoy whatever year you happen to be in as you're watching this. And I hope you achieve some Bansuri Bliss and lots of it every day. Bye.